All right, well, good afternoon. And before I begin, I want to acknowledge all the contestants for all their hard work that they put into their speeches and for making it to this point. We're all in the same boat now, so I want to congratulate you all and wish you all the best of luck. Today, I will inform you of all the reasons to donate your time and money to the Red Cross. For those of you that don't know what the Red Cross is, it's an international organization that prevents and alleviates human suffering in the face of emergencies. I myself have personal experience with the Red Cross and have done my research on some of their services. Today, in my speech, you will hear about some of the problems that people face in this world and how the Red Cross does their part in helping resolve them. But before I begin, how many of you are aware of the refugee problem in this world? Okay, well, some people may not know what a refugee is. Refugee is someone that is forced out of their country due to war, repercussion, persecution, and natural disaster. And I myself am a refugee of war. I was born in the country of Kosovo in 1997, during the time when they were overtaken by the Serbian government. They deprived my people of many things such as higher education, work opportunity, religious practice, and even political beliefs. Kosovo was done with this and wanted independence from Yugoslavia, but the Serbian government just was not having it. Tensions between the two countries increased beyond measure, which led to the start of the war in 1998. I myself was there during this time, but I don't remember any of it because I was so young. So I asked some of my family members about some of their stories. I recently interviewed my oldest brother, Dullovi, who was there to experience this, and he told me about some of his experiences with Serbian officials. One day, 2 officers came to our community, or village if you guys want to say that, going house to house in search for a weapon that someone reportedly had. They had no luck until they came across one of our neighbor's house, and for some odd reason, he didn't claim to have the gun, but he told them my oldest brother did. So of course, they came, doing their job, looking for my oldest brother, and found him, and ended up arresting him that day. Before he even made it inside of their station, they began beating him. They kept asking and asking for a gun that he did not have, but they didn't care about his words. He was a Kosovar. I believed him. So they continued beating him. Luckily for my brother, an old Serbian man, which was his friend, recognized him and ran to the officers, urged them to stop, telling them that he's a guy that he knows wouldn't do such a thing, so you guys have to stop. Luckily, they believed him for my brother, and the old man brought him home. My brother also elaborated on how he was deprived of college in my country. With the deprivation of higher education, he had to go to a whole different country just to go to college. During this time, my dad wasn't around. He was in Germany working, so he was the man of the house, and now with him being gone, everyone was pretty reliant on my mom. I recently interviewed my mother, Hanife Dullovi, who also had first-hand experience with the war, and she told me about some of the struggles our family went through during this time. She told me about the long nights when no one could sleep due to the gunshots from half a mile away from our house, and fear running through people's minds in the house with the thought of the next gunshot being aimed at us. My whole entire family stayed in one house for weeks upon weeks with the thought of having to flee, and you know just what happened? We had to flee. My mom told about how she saw officers going from house to house, raiding houses, taking people hostage, so we literally had to run for our lives. Some of our family was lost during the escape. Like for instance, how my niece, who was around the same age as me, about 1.5 years during this time, she was being carried by one of my cousins, and from the fear of gunshots, she was dropped in some bushes. My cousin just kept going. She didn't care. She was running for her life. She was there for hours upon hours until my oldest brother and her father, Jevat, returned and retrieved her and put her back to safety. We were on foot for about 6 weeks through dark forest that my mom liked to describe. She explains this a lot. She says this a lot. She says that it was like being in a dark tunnel. Luckily for my family, the light at the end of the tunnel was the Red Cross. Our goal from escaping were to end up in camps that were set in Macedonia for refugees that were escaping from war. And once we were there, we were put on a list for them to relocate us. We were there for weeks upon weeks until during this time the Red Cross was there, making sure people were comfortable and had all their basic necessities such as clothes, shelter, and food, and much more. They did an excellent job bringing hope to the people that were suffering and struggling. Just 3 weeks later at the camp, they had informed us that we were being relocated in New Jersey, United States of America. Next, let me tell you about some of the research I've done on refugees. In an article written on November 17, 2015 by Adam Taylor, he describes how 600,000 Kosovars were displaced just that year, and internally 400,000 of them were displaced. The United States alone decided to accept 20,000 people, which included my people coming from all over the world. The rest of the people from my country were relocated in different countries, such as Turkey, Germany, Norway, Austria, Canada, and even Greece. But the Red Cross didn't just help us during the war, they helped us once we came here. Canadian Red Cross tells us in an article written by Janice Babineau on February 26, 2013, and she describes what Arta Rajepi remembers coming off the plane. And her first memory was being greeted by Red Cross volunteers. Some of her fondest memories, as she elaborated, were being given teddy bears and gift bag goodies by Red Cross volunteers. And she was a very young girl, so that made her very happy. If you may know, refugees are a big part of the United States. The United States Department of State reported on September 22, 2015 that since 1975, over 3 million refugees have been welcomed in America, coming from all over the world. They come from places such as Europe, Asia, parts of the Middle East, and Africa, and they suffer from poverty, governmental issues, or even genocide like me and my family. Once they're here, they all create new homes, they create new lives, and build huge, wonderful communities in all of the 50 states. Things like this don't happen without the help of an organization such as the Red Cross and its volunteers. I recently performed an audience analysis among some of my colleagues and came to find out that 80% of them rate the importance of volunteering a 4 or 5 on a 5-point scale, with 5 being the highest. That there leads me to my conclusion for today. Today, I told you about some of the problems people face in this world and how the Red Cross does their part in helping resolve these problems. Now all that's left is for us to do our part, and if you're wondering, it's fairly easy. If you're trying to volunteer, all you have to do is go to the Red Cross website, redcross.org/volunteer. There will pop up a red button that says Apply Now. You can apply, create your Red Cross ID, and begin making a difference. But you're all college students, so I know you all run on crunch time, and some may not like volunteering. So what can you do? You can always donate money. You can donate one time or monthly, which require a $10 minimum, which can be sent by mail, through phone, or as a major gift. And if you're very interested, you can start a fundraiser, and all of this can be found on their website. And I know what you're thinking, $10? Is my $10 going to make a difference? As I counted earlier, there is about 15, 16 people in this front row, and if each and every one of you donated $10, that's $150, $60. Tell 10 of your friends, we're talking thousands. Now, what about the people that can't afford to give money? Well, before that, I want to talk about this. The Charity Navigator tells us that 91% of every dollar that the Red Cross spent is on humanitarian services and their programs. Now back to, what about people that can't afford to give money? Can you not make a difference? Well, with the Red Cross, you can. Missouri State University, on their website, lets you know that they often have blood drives that come here. There was one actually November 17th, just this month, and the next one will be coming in the next upcoming weeks, which will be held at the Rec Center. One of the 3 pillars here at Missouri State of public affairs here at Missouri State University is cultural competence. And what a better way to broaden your horizons and help build relationships and create competition for the future than donating your time and money to an organization such as the Red Cross. Only we can be the light at the end of the tunnel for someone out there. Thank you.